Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Looks like Twitch is going. Looks like Twitter is going. Kick is going. Rumble is going. And we have YouTube going. Looks like everything's going good. Let's see now. Yep, all those online. Let me activate the live chat windows. And I think everything is good to go now. So let me double check my other computer, make sure everything's good over there. Yep, and everything's good over there as well. So let's go get started. There was a recent patch that came out, well, I think it was yesterday. So there are going to be some changes. Ooh, that's a good one. Though 9 minutes a little bit short. Let's just see if there's anything nearby. Could do this one. It's more guaranteed to be longer. Even though it's lower rank, I would generally prefer the longer ones as well. Do I see anything here that would be good? If that other game's still ongoing, I'd be more than happy to get that one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. So on the north side is the blue Zeus. We have Markaja. Spawn south side is the red Zeus. We got far beyond driven. So we've got a Zeus mirror matchup here. So with a Zeus mirror matchup, let's see now. Zeus, of course, more of the infantry focus of the Greek gods. We do have Athena, which of course can give hoplites increased little bit max range and hack damage, and of course the live stream started and I get a spam bot off a kick. There we go, that's cleaned on up. Of course, there's also Pierce armor as well, which archers are quite common, or you can access to Hermes, which give you some cavalry speed, as well as free Pegasus and cheaper Pegasus, which is quite nice. Getting a free Pegasus is always quite nice. And this map, more look at as well. We do have triple lakes over here, so half the map is not really traversable. Choke point hell. When it comes to relics, the map got ahead of Orpheus. Gives improved building line of sight, nothing too significant. Right here we do have Dwarven horseshoes, make your cavalry 5% faster, so that could stack up with Hermes, in which blue Zeus is going for Hermes. Dwarven calipers give siege weapons to reduce cost, including siege weapons, so siege weapons cost favor. It doesn't say siege units, just siege weapons. And caravans are cheaper and faster. So blue's going for Hermes, while red's going for Athena, so it's not necessarily a mirror matchup any further. Ceasefire is a nice godfire, restoration's a bit more reliable, and blue's going heavy onto the centaurs. Luckily, Athena does offer pierce armor to resist centaurs. And we've got Northern Minotaur here and Jason trying to pursue the scout, allowing the centaur to push way forward and rotate the villagers around to the far side of the storehouse for a better. Oh! Zappy zap zap. Centaur has gone down, but of course we do have Centaur here. Stable built by blue, so he is blue's eyeing for some hippus. Let's switch over to red so we can keep an ear out on anything here. But looks like red is eyeing for eco. In fact, looks like red's going for a expansion. So both players are playing bit differently. Blue's going for aggressive. Red's going for economic. Two villagers here could receive some damage. More villagers are migrating to the town center. So this town center is pretty well depopulated. Delicious giraffes being obtained. I wonder how giraffe tastes in real life. But is giraffe neck meat any good? If you eat giraffe, do you eat the neck meat? Is that the only animal that you actually eye the neck meat? My apologies if you hear my drink open up. Getting a little bit thirsty. Of course, it's Friday, so I can get a little bit more energy drinks. My apologies. Towns that are now built. And of course got Jason and Hercules here, ready to engage the Centaur. We've got traversable lands here. He's trying to go for the arrow volley. Got a Hippus getting pretty hit hard, getting hit pretty hard by the town center. Centaur will skip over there. I hear something getting hit. That's actually this Hippus being engaged. Speaking about drinks, funny thing is when I first got to work today, got an email going around from a first sergeant saying, hey, there is an FDA recall on this sort of drink. It was filled with the wrong beverage. It was filled with an alcoholic drink rather than a caffeinated drink, so don't drink it. That's a big whoops. I wonder if that's going to be the ATF or the FDA is going to be trying to pursue legal action for mislabeling alcoholic products. Villagers do consider this sentry towers, do have the guard tower queued, but not being researched. It is relatively expensive. That's why you should actually try avoiding for the watchtower upgrade. It's also one reason why Hades is oh so nice with Sentinels. After all, able to get just free defenses to help protect you from these initial raids. It's oh so nice, but blue has gone pretty heavy. We got 4 Centaur on the field. Zeus has 4 villagers on to favor. Of course, got the 2 heroes here, but he needs to get H3 to get Odysseus to really lock down those centaurs. And looks like red maybe on the age of? No, nowhere enough food for it. But a lot of the stuff is pretty congested here. Got a couple hippos, got a barracks here with some hoplites. And blue is taking some hits there, does save this centaur. Of course, the only way to heal it up without centaur up is through the healing temple of Apollo. In which... I cover that a little bit later. Yeah, looks like blue's backing, going back on in. Yeah, looks like blue's going to be idle there. For Dionysus, you get access to health regen for Skyla and Hydra. Got hit points and lifesteal on your cavalry. Or you go for Apollo, give you access to ship stuff. Healing aura, or healing castable healing from the temples. Increase range damage, range units, range attacks, so does not affect range myth units. Does not in theory, and of course putting line of sight. Overall, 2 relatively weak options for Zeus. The primary thing is the myth unit and the god power at that point in time. Bronze is very nice, Underworld Pass is very nice, Manticore are very nice, and I think Hydras are not that great. They can be very nice, but this is a lot of centaurs, a massive amount of arrow volleys there. 6 centaur in the field, though the 1 wounded centaur does get picked off there. Hercules does get some hits. There's got another hippus there, got some regular hoplites there, but these are medium hippus. Hoplites are technically a counter, but the counter's not too great. The hoplites are a bit more of a generalist infantry rather than counter cavalry unit. Hippus does go down there. Remaining you see Crenellations is queued on up, or no, that's guard tower. Crenellation, is that age 2 or age 3? It is an age 2, costs 150, not gold. But it does give you a bit of bonus damage versus cavalry. Centaur, of course, not classified as cavalry. It actually says ranged myth unit. Will that be affected by the Apollo stuff? It says range units or range soldiers. Did I say range soldiers or range units? Range units. So in theory, it may actually does affect centaurs. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I really think the stuff in Age Mythology needs a little bit better readability when it comes to unit classifications when it comes to this sort of thing. Well, I don't remember that down there. What? So they get an extra torch damage? I have not seen that before. I have no idea what that is. That's something from this patch. Oh. Kill counters and value. Okay. That's interesting. Excellent damage there by the centaur. I don't think it calculates the special attacks, because I'm pretty sure these guys have much higher damage there. So yeah, now they add kill and damage counters. I'm actually a little bit mixed on the aspect. You will be my reasoning is the fact that it could cause some in opposition things. We got now a nice restoration there. Blue's just going to try to run away with Spear of Speed. Not going to use ceasefire. He can always bolt something. Blue so has his access bolt. He could bolt the Minotaur. Could save something next age. More Hippus, more Centaur. And the Aegis Shield would be a very good item versus all these Centaur. The reason why I'm sort of, like I said before, I get in, against this is for optimization. There's more things the game has to store and could cause some frame rate issues in these larger fights. Though that could be mitigated or maybe negligible, it's hard to say. This game I still believe is single core rather than multi-core, which if they're going to do anything major upgrade, they should probably tackle that aspect. Villagers do get inside the town center here. Good number of hoplites here. Still a good number of centaur, which the hoplites will be ripped apart by the centaurs if they get a good arrow volley. What's that little bar there? Is that some sort of separation bar? Yeah, it doesn't show there if there's nothing there, but if anybody has dealt some sort of damage, it does. There's a little bar there. That's just probably just some sort of stat separation bar, I guess. Not sure. The scout has done 4 damage! And for medium hoplites over there, we do have medium hoplite now. We do have blue is actually eyeing for Apollo, so in theory the sun ray upgrade, whatever it's called, just sun ray could buff up those centaurs quite nicely. And we got Civilian War, which is something you probably should have gone for a bit more earlier. Increase the maximum range of centaurs and also increase the health. No DPS increase, but makes them easier to keep alive with increased health and range. Harder to pin down. Yeah, these guys' speed is a little bit off. Oh, that's probably because of the Spirited Charge. Oh, looks like the handful of hoplites didn't make their way over here. Got Jason trying to stab them. Let's look at those guys there. Good number of Hippus here. And it looks like Zeus is also aging up to Apollo. So, Zeus and Zeus. So both Zeus is eyeing for Apollo, which means both have access to Manticore. Red could actually transition to Manticore production to counter out the Centaur. Manticores are excellent units. We've also got Apollo here now being researched as well. Both players will have access to Healing Temple. More Hippus, more Centaur, Saraces, and Aegis. Both largely acquiring favor at the moment. More hoplites by Red. At this point in time, Red may need to out some stables in order to get out some Prodromos next age. Maybe get the medium cavalry upgrade while at it. His age up is almost complete. Hoplites do have a movement speed of 4.9, so may want to be split off with a Minotaur. You have a movement speed of 4.5. Jason's pretty slow, same thing. Hercules actually moves at 5, so you can come with the hoplites. But some of the top lights too. Took a bit of damage there. He is trying to. Ooh, looks like got some pathing issues for the Centaur. Or he's trying to push him forward. Jason and Hercules doing a good job of zoning out the Centaur. If it's to go down to the cavalry. The pole marks need to get out of there. The delicious elephants being hunted. And looks like some of the. Oh, got ceasefire there to withdraw his cavalry. Very nice. But we have the walls going on up. He's getting the formation ready. So he has got the basic building there. So he cannot traverse there. He is stuck now. Yep, blue has to run down this way. Ceasefire lasts another 8 seconds. And blue at least need to get the centaurs away from all those units. You can try breaking through one of those walls. And I think red is going to take out all these units there. Centaur's going down. Hip is firing away. And blue loses all of his centaur. That is a pretty sizable loss. Blue's now transitioned to the high past this. Red is transitioned to nothing at the moment. Both players, of course, have their underworld passage. Cannot build farm there. So one of the players is spamming up build more farms. Since I have red select, it's probably likely red. Olympian parentage. A fitting upgrade for Zeus, since most of the mythology around all the issues involving Greek mythology largely involves around Zeus just sleeping around. Olympian parentage? No, Zeus parentage. Or parentage. We do have double Manticore here, very nice. I do love the Manticore. Such a good unit. Got another Hippus there. Got unupgraded Hypasus on the field. Hercules now being researched. We do have a good amount of favor for blue, so go for more Manticores. Going for the Winged Messenger. Free Pegasus is always quite nice. Also makes Pegasus faster and sees farther. Just making it even better. Scouts. Heavy Infantry now being researched by red. Blue, I think, doesn't even have medium just yet, so got Heavy versus Dark Age. Odysseus and the Manticores do move at 4.6, so Hercules will outrange them. Or outspeeds them. Odysseus will hold. They're knocked back there by the Minotaur. He's going for more high passes. He needs at least a medium upgrade, I would say. Looks like all these units just being ripped apart. Yeah, right now the heavy upgrade does provide plus 15, plus 15. I think that does stack with medium. Not exactly sure.
Hetimos.
I guess, let's see. Got a Hypasus here who has 95 health.
Prostagma.
These guys have 119 health, which is... Yeah, I think that does... It is multiplicative of the medium upgrade. Or additive. Because plus 15% when you have below 100 health will be less than 15, and that's clearly having more than 15. Blue's trying to go for Manticore. Like I said, they're good, but the problem is... There's just a massive army here. Blue could cancel a Manticore and go for Ceasefire, right? 25 favor. We'll have to cancel both those Manticores and go for Ceasefire. Red has now established another town center. Red has 88 villagers versus 48. Manticores are in urbanized terrain, which means a lot of more mobility for these units. But it always feels like the in an old Age of Empires game, Age of Mythology feels like the units glide between buildings a little bit more easier than other games. I think their hitboxes are much smaller. Oh, there's Underworld Passage by blue. Old. Okay. Blue pops back out there. Gonna take down,
Right
destroy that. It'll take a long time for this one or this one to get destroyed. Bolt. Blue some bolt and blue backs out of the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching and on to next replay. I think blue threw in a Hail Mary, maybe was just trying to use the God powers before surrendering. Not sure. Let's see. Yep, that was a pretty good one. 13 minutes. Just keep an eye over here. ETV, Twitch streamer. Wait, aren't these guys really high ranked? No. So I casted a Rasputin game before. Thought he was high ranked. Maybe he just sort of went down elo. Yeah, stay on top forever, I guess. Anything that would speak out to me? Yeah, this one should be fine. Not a mirror matchup, which I'm perfectly fine with. I generally try to avoid mirror matches all possible. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on top right side is the blue Nuwa. We got Solta Karta Tigran Ho, I think. Spawn bottom left side is the red set. We got Rochido du Pina, I think. And of course, this is a hybrid map, so some fishies can be obtained. When it comes to the initial minor gods, let's see, Nuwa. Anything for Navy will spark Navy. I'm assuming Earthwall does not get deployed out on sea tiles. That one's a hybrid unit, can fly and land, which means not useful for sea fights. Drop off resource, but generate 5% more resources was always quite nice. Advanced defenses could be nice, but maybe not. Chasing the Sun could be nice, and another Conky upgrade. Over here, training yard. Make sure training yard units cheaper and training units faster. Incarnates your fallen soldiers. I wonder if that affects naval units? Probably not, since it responds to the temple equivalent. So Vanish or Earthwall. Earthwall may be better just for pure defensive in a hybrid map. Of course, I would say in this situation, nothing too significant. Kaftu Chifas creates a Kaftu Chifa. I can't pronounce that. Respawnable hero. For a set, looks like we do have this Oracle set engaging the Pioneer, both for horrible combatists in this age, and somehow this set piece is actually going to win this fight, of all things. Very nice.
Great.
For a set, the set already queued on up, going for Anubis. Of course, we got this Orcus of set doing some great work for the Pioneer. Of course, it is age 1, which means not great still. He's doing okay. He's trying his best. Red has a piggy there, and we got Baboon of set. And now Blue's age on up, so now the Pioneer has damage, can defeat the Orca set, plus the Villager's going to be engaging him, so he is being hunted. Red should just follow back 4.5 move speed, which is faster than the Pioneer, so he can run away. Both players have finished aging on up. Blue has only gotten one dock field, going for a second one. Red has gone for triple dock. Set stocks do cost 50 gold, or Egyptian I should say. Blue's going, or Red's going for some hammer ships. Blue is going for an arrow ship. Airship beats hammer ship, but it still could be hammer time. Good amount of damage on these hammer ships. And red has 2 more hammer ships here. Arrow ship does have 50% hack resist, so it takes 50% less damage from these hammer ships. And hammer ships have only 10% range resist, so they take only 90% damage from the arrow ships. When I say only 90%, that's still a lot. We got some siege ships here, which are supposed to counter the arrow ships. Arrow ships are going on down. Hammer ships are going maybe a little bit too far forward. The dock, of course, can defend itself versus hammer ships quite low. Got sea snakes now being pulled in the field somewhere. That is one godfather to help out against naval fights, but inside is eyeing to bite some of these villagers. Good harassment there on the blues villagers there. Snakes, however, do 90% less damage versus villagers. They do about 0.5 damage per attack. Of course, the villagers also have 25% armor. I'm not sure how it goes when it comes to the mathematical operations, if that's the 2 effects are cumulative or not. The pioneer is getting bitten, and it looks like this dock will go on down. So red's gonna have a lot of delicious fishies. A new bite falling back. We do have the Quillen here, does move faster. He could use a jump ability, and looks like the new bite does get fire on its back. Mining upgrade, and the Pharaoh's empowering the mine. The red made one a little bit too heavy military ships, looks like. Dock does go down there. And blue has built another dock here. Maybe it's the same dock, can't remember. It's the same dock. After all, it's got 1 kill and 400 damage. Docks only have 5% crush armor, so blue can be required by the sea ships. Plus 20 range versus 18 range. It is outranged. My apologies, I hit my microphone. And let's see, blue is aging up to Gulmong, which I think there's some of the naval upgrades here. I can't exactly look while casting when he has already queued on up. I can only look at stuff before he's queued, as such. Let's see, he's already obtained the sea, so he doesn't need to worry about wind and sea, since he's already won the sea. So focus on something for the ground game. This is always quite nice. Bone bow is also quite nice. Though it seems like a lot of Chinese, though this is a new patch, tend to go heavy in the advanced cavalry, so maybe something to help support that style out. Don't see anything that would scream to me great. So I'm thinking Nephitis. Even then, not super great either. Nothing just screams out to me, go for that. So it's probably a bit more subjective to the player. Maybe he has a plan in mind. Also caught the Tao Wu here, the very slow, heavy myth unit. I don't know what you guys think, what minor god you guys would choose. Red, of course, has not started aging on up, does have 2 town centers as well. Another Quillen being queued on up, going for the Quillen's Blessing as well. It's Quillen's taking a bit of damage here. Pharaoh gains a bit of damage in as well. And looks like these walls have at least been ghosted, so able to build those, cancel that structure there. Nice little trap takes the Quillen. May want to cancel the Quillen upgrade if he's not going for any more Quillen. Don't know if he did or didn't. Looked away the little wrong last moment. Got some structures being built, machine workshop and military camp. Looks like red is eyeing for schematic to get access to scarabs and the citadels. Citadels are quite nice. Commander Shepard has a favorite store there. As well as scarabs, always just is nice for a siege weapon. Bone bow can be very nice, just increase max range tiered archers, while I say they're not very good versus cavalry, not necessarily they're bad versus cavalry either. Fire archers being researched by Blue. Let's see, barracks deployed over here. There is the poison spear upgrade, which I absolutely hate this upgrade. I think it's completely worthless. The poison damage is way too weak to be useful. Unless in this new patch it does get buffed, but I have put no value in the damage over time effects in this game. Hooves of the Wind, giving cavalry increased hack armor and increased speed. Very nice. We also have now Vibrant Land, increasing wood collection rate, and House now excellent drop-off of 4 resources, at least for wood, and houses spawn a tree every so often. Not sure how effective that is. Interesting effect, can be quite useful, but wood is generally pretty plentiful, but at least you have now a good source of wood, an infinite source of wood I should say. White Horse Cavalry, Fire Archers. Village does go down. Tabu charging. Red's trying to go for another town center. We've got some giraffes of set. And they're filled with 300 delicious food. We also got some crocodiles of set. Filled a little bit less food. And this living siege weapon is taking some good damage to the town center. He does get it built. He needs to start repairing it. But he's taking a lot of damage here. Scarab's also attacking away. This thing does have 8% crush armor, which means Scarab is actually doing some extra damage to it. And the town center does go down. All those delicious animals of Set has gone down, and they're starting to decompose. The Scarab of Set is about ready to explode, but it does avoid it, trying to go for these wall segments now, or that one villager. Do have a siege crossbow on the build queue, and some javeliers, as well as more fire archers. Got the poison spear upgrade, which do about 1 damage or 2 damage over 6 seconds. Really not good. And that village will go down as well. Some good picks there. Blue right now has more civilians, though the civilian count in the center part of the map center part of the screen does not calculate the fishing boats. And red right now has 16, so add 16 to red's number. In this case, it would be 64. Multiple Quillen push away forward. Right now they have 14 damage, 1.2 attack speed, so 12 DPS with good health. More fire archers on the build queue for blue.
Gary.
The Citadel of Set has not been deployed in the field just yet, though he's been using some of the vision of Set. White Tiger Cavalry or White Horse Cavalry engaging, get some damage on these villagers. Also knocking them off a little bit. Archers don't have bonus damage versus ships. Oh, looks like some of the piggies are being eaten. Trade Archers rotating around does kill off that one villager. Trade Archers, I do have the bone bow upgrade, increasing their range by 2. Okay, it's going for a massive wave of spearmen. They are having spearmen as well. Chariot archers are still medium chariot archers. They're just getting hit there. Looks like all the piggies have been slaughtered. And let's do 2 more over here. There's heavy chariot archer. Over here got a good number of forces. Now it's Red's turn to interrupt this town center deployment. And it looks like the Scarab's much better than Tao Wu. Nope, there's the consummate god power there. You saved the Kafu hero. Some of those units were camouflaged. Scarab is now getting hit there. Scarab is advancing, getting melee attacks on in. More Quillen being deployed in the field by blue, with more fire archers and javeliers. Red's actually aging up as well to Boris, give access to the Avengers, as well as to the Twister. There is water this map, so you could potentially get a water spout, or even worse, a sharknado. That should definitely be an April Fool's skin, a sharknado, if you cast a Twister on water. That should actually just straight up be a god power, cheat god power sharknado. Scarab push way forward. Got a good number of spearmen here, stabbing. If I were to show the poison damage if I click on these units, take a look at this guy here, who was poisoned at the start of it. It's still at 45. We have a Necropolis upgrade there, improving your favorite generation from the monuments. Priest healing away. And looks like Red is now aged up. Twister more seems like an anti-army god power to me rather than anti-structure god power. It can be used in either way, but it always feels just honestly not great. Of course, he does have access to Avengers, who also can spin to win. There's the spin to win. It also can quickly break down the fortress here, the ballet, allowing him to crack these guys and get them good health regen there. He desperately does need that health regen now. He's the structure there. Spearman trick forward, starting to recover some health slowly. Oh, and the Leviathan's going on down. Oh, and there's also a big turret. We have now Champion Spearman now floating in the field with a ballistics. He's also recently Gong Gong. Big turret taking a bit of beating. He does have 10% range assist. And there's some delicious animals of Set. Hippopotamus are a field of 375 food. Rhinoceros a field of 487. I always find the three animals more of an economic bonus than a combat bonus. because I think they do better just be eaten in most situations. Rhinoceros has 8 damage, does slow attack speed, while the hippopotamus does have 6. Rhinoceros set does go down there to the Quillen. Priest throwing some, smiting the Quillen. Big Turret is engaging the Quillen as well. The Scarab does explode. And the Avenger does take some damage there. Ox caravans, mechanical ox caravans now being researched, as well as some Shuko news. At this point in time, slingers may be a good option. Help deal with all these range units. I don't think he has any slinger upgrades available to him. Spearman is pretty forward. Right, it's trying to fall back. We've got some big old strongholds here. Over here, we do have archers. Vision will summon. Looks like that was the first vision. The Clairvoyance upgrade has not been researched just yet. It was usually a pretty early upgrade. It's a very nice upgrade. It gave a lot of free vision god powers. Cancels a mid-gold stronghold. And the siege crossbows engage in their structures. The catapult's actually surprisingly decent for some siege weapons, but these guys have pretty high crush armor. Spearman coming forward and gaining those fire archers.
Gary.
Blue does close to the stone walls now. We do also have the Spear of Forest, giving Spearmen increased 10% damage and also makes their bonus damage 10% or 100% more effective.
And wedge.
Mercenaries deploy on the field to engage these siege weapons. One does go down, the other one does go down as well. Got a good number of camel trade caravans. Cavalry increase hit points by 10% would be quite nice. Fortress going down. Siege crossbows trying to counterattack. This one Page focus down first. It's 5% health remaining. And it looks like red does manage to focus those guys down. They do have really high crush damage, so they're able to take down even siege weapons quite reasonably well. Oh, we got the Terracotta Riders, militia deployed in the field. And it looks like all those militia Terracotta Riders do go down quite quickly. Both players now in Pure Age, of course, have access to the Great Flood available. The Great Flood has been summoned. It's a very fine flood indeed. Two more things go down there. Over here, Blues River 4 got Gunnar McQuillan. Couple siege crossbows there as well. Some of those villagers do go down. Mercenary cavalry push on field. Another Miggle stronghold kind of going up, but these villagers like to go down. Red is advancing over here. And he is pushed forward with these amount of damage. What's up with these priest fireballs? Am I crazy? But these priests' animations change. Oh, they're doing divine damage there against the dragons. Shooting them down out of the sky, very nice. But they may have changed the projectile of those priests. I don't remember them like that. One dragon remains. Got another Miggle stronghold going up over here. Those can hit. Got some Javeliers engaging. More red horses advancing.
Gary.
Gary archers in the back line gains good damage. Of course, these guys are counter ranged. Spear and billows go down there. Do now the turtle thing advancing. I have no idea what to call it. Zuan Yu. Starting to pelt the turtle now. Catapult takes some damage. Got the siege crossbows here. Siege crossbows do have 85% crush armor. Well, the heavy catapult right now has a good amount of extra damage, 400 damage. So at 85% crush armor, which is rounded down to 400 for easy math. It will still do 60 damage per attack against the siege crossbow. Not to mention it's low range. That has decent amount of range armor, which that reduced down to 6. So effectively, each crossbow, siege crossbow is doing or receiving about 63 damage per hit. Go along switch forward. Red trying to obtain this town center. Blue has obtained this town center. These dragons are quickly being shot out of the air by all these units.
Anyway.
Oh, so we're going to straight forward. Got some halberdiers here. Blue's pushing forward over here. Got some Bullen and another Kafu here. Siege crossbows advancing. Bullen does 6 damage there. It does get picked off there. There's been a large amount of Bullen in this game. Not the most I've ever seen in one game, honestly. You don't really see mass Bullen all too often. The closest comparison I could say to them is probably Valkyries, but very different still. Siege crossbows being focused down there. Got some Trooper News up on the field as well. Champion Trooper News. They have a 20 DPS. They also are a 3 population unit rather than 2 population unit. You now have the, I think that's Terracotta Riders there. You have Terracotta Riders being deployed right there. They do offer dying 2 damage versus siege weapons. Oh, looks like they got, I think these guys got a different attack sound now. I don't remember that attack sound. Mercenary Cavalry pushing forward. And if Blue loses the trade, that can be causing some issues. There's switch between players, but it says actually there's still some golden loose on the map. So yeah, she does have alternative sources of gold. Right now, her greatest auspice is only at tier 2. Thought it would be higher by now. It's almost tier 3 though. Which primarily right now just be used for building hit points rather than civilian. Oh, red has a Titan Gate. Red has a Titan Gate now in the field. I did not see that. Catapults engaging. Great, I got more spam bots on pick, but either way, there's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on the next replay, Blue has resigned. Sorry, that spam bot popped up. Reminds me there's some spam bots I may need to clean on up. Give me one moment to clean up some spam. Let's see. If somebody's already observing, it's always a good idea to try to see what rank they are. That's probably... Oh, it just went away, just ended. I was a fraction of a second too late. If they have a Twitch tag, they're probably a little bit higher rated. That can be a good choice. Let's just see. That name seems familiar. Yes, definitely we're going to do that one. Greetings everyone, and Gray here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn north right side as the blue Freyr. We do have Eero. Spawn bottom left side as the red Poseidon. We got Chrono, JJ. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward since it's the early eco part of the game. When it comes to relics on the map, we do have the Bow of Artemis, which does give you access to ranged soldiers, and ranged mythics are cheaper. Not in favor though. Only the other resources. Tongue of Dang Kang will give you pigs, and I'm pretty sure those pigs are uncapped, so you get a lot of piggies to wee all the way new home. Mythara of Apollo, giving villager increased speed, which can be okay. It's probably best for wood income and try to survive some raids. That's actually probably not bad for food income as well, since it does a little bit of traversal time for the farms. Feathers of Jingwei gives a bit of a wood trickle, which is not too bad either. So a lot of good relics in the map. For the minor gods, let's see, against Poseidon. Poseidon's of course a bit more known for cavalry. Got the Valkyrie to allow your cavalry to get increased speed and hit points. What's up with all the spam bots on kick? Jesus, why do I even stream on kick? I only ever get spam bots. Sorry about that. And it looks like Red was aggravating the caribou, scaring them away by shanking them somehow. And oh, got a centaur there. That damn spam bot made me lose all of my train of thought, and also timing. Looks like Red got very, very fast up to Hermes, while Blue is still actually aging up to Freya rather than go for Olar. Give me a moment to bring that back up. There we go. Got a land here, the fast hero attacking. Got Blue picked up a relic. This one's the villager speed. 10% increased speed. In theory, will give them up to 4.2 now. Very nice. Now got the Valkyrie deployed in the field, help pursue these forces, and now the Hussars or her series have actual damage. Going straight for the Centaur. The Valkyrie does have 6 move speed, while the Centaur does have 5.8, so slightly faster there. But Galalantia does get some good hits there on the Valkyrie.
Yo!
Got some Hippos now deployed in the field. Valkyrie does take a shot there. Atlantia pursuing. Atlantia may get the Valkyrie there. The Centaur is taking some hits there. Valkyrie takes another hit there. 9 health remaining, so I think one more hit from the Hippos now. It's down to 4 health. Does go down there. Atlantia and Hippos are both quite wounded. And her series do block the way. Atlantia does... Oh, no, that Hippos is stuck there. Destroys the scaffolding there, but the Hippos is very awkwardly stuck there. Does save the Centaur there. Of course, got a little bit of health regen thanks to a Poseidon upgrade. Hippos pushing over here. Red looks is not going for any additional Centaurs. Has 1 villager on favor just to get a bit of a trickle going. Let's see, it was 8 villagers for the soft cap on favor production, if you ever are curious of how much favor you need. Or how much favor you optimally want. So I was going to throw more villagers on it, but of course, like I said, soft cap. You get diminishing returns. Hippos engaging the her series. They do get inside the sentry tower, but no watchtower upgrade. Plus within murder hole range. Does pop on right there. Did not get trapped there. I thought they would get trapped. Valkyrie deployed in the field. Hippos trying to take out that watchtower. Watchtower is no longer watching. Trying to go for Longhouse here. Plug on, try to get some food in to deal with the cavalry. No medium cavalry upgrade just yet. It would provide him +10/+10, affecting the Sun's cavalry, so it's probably good to get that when you have at least 10 cavalry on the field. Oh, Gillen Bersetti. Oh, red forced out Gillen Bersetti. That is actually a pretty good big victory there by red.
Yo!
Does lose a Hippos there, but that's fine. Losing Gillen Bersetti is massive, and Gillen Bersetti does take quite a bit of favor to resummon. It's not going to be resummoned this entire game. It's designed to be a one-time defense. And Poseidon still has access to his ceasefire.
Skipan. Yow.
They damage to the Valkyrie.
Tilpoint.
Skipan?
Valkyrie taking a bit of damage there. If this costs 120 each, mostly in gold.
Yo!
And these Hippos, of course, do have a bit of health regen thanks to Poseidon. Ooh, the game trapped there. And gotta go up and around this way. These Hippos may want to keep a distance. Ready cavalry engaging Hippos. Oh, these guys are quite wounded. Maybe it's an idea just follow these guys entirely on the way back. Atlantia pursuing the Valkyrie. Oh, force fire there, but does avoid these guys. Atlantia gets singed a little bit there. Valkyrie is also covered in soot. I said at least for the medium upgrade you need at least 10, but that's actually probably incorrect. The medium cavalry upgrade does cost 300 resources. In order to get that in value... Oh! Force fire actually did something there. Poor control there by red. So 10% of 120 is 12. So you need to take 300, divide that by 12, and that's how many Hippos you need on the field to make medium cavalry worth it. It is 10%, right? Just have to double check, and yes. So 10, 20, 25, if my offhand math is incorrect. You need 25 hippos to make medium cavalry worth it.
Skipan.
A lot of good damage to these forces. He does get medium cavalry on the field. Looks like Atlanta does go down there. Hippos push way forward to counterattack. And the Hippos does go down there. Ooh, this one's covered in soot.
Yow.
Got some Erdmen on the field. Very nice. Those are the counter cavalry units for the Norse. And he can always go for medium infantry a bit more readily, so that affects all of his infantry. But right now he doesn't have too much infantry on the field. Howdy.
Yow.
We do now have Dionysus queued on up to give you access to Tharkian horses as well as the Dionysia. What's the Chthonic Rights? One fights all units plus 5% hit points, while the other one does provide you lifesteal for your horse, all your cavalry. 30% lifesteal is actually quite significant. Over here, got the Thundering Hooves, give Valkyrie and cavalry hit points and speed.
Skipan.
So it's going to be mass cavalry versus cavalry, though in that situation I'm more put favor in Poseidon because the Podromos be a counter cavalry unit, while the Norse can't get a counter cavalry. You have to go for the Erdman. We do have now Ager queued on up, which gives you the access to Rock Giants. He's going for more Erdman now. Does not have medium infantry just yet. Now here's some piggies being slaughtered.
Hver þar? Tilbúin.
Meaning the raiding cavalry and triple Valkyrie hitting down south. Copper upgrades and weapons for his units as well. 10% damage on all of your units, costs 120. It's probably which is a little bit more expensive than the medium cavalry. Of course, got the copper armor as well. Res Villager does take some damage there. Thesis engaging Hippos as well. Thesis, of course, the anti-myth unit hero, which all heroes are like that, but even more so. Now the cavalry's engaging. Thesis needs to start eyeing for the Valkyries.
Yow.
And blue is trying to escape. Valkyries have movement speed 6.6. They're able to range the Poseidon cavalry, which have 6.4.
Skipan. Tilbúin.
Very fast units. Of course, they've got a wall there, or a gate, I should say. Hail Hydra. Also have access to bronze and ceasefire still available. Of course, we have Tempest here. If his opponent summons Tempest, he could counter with the ceasefire. You got some Podromos in the field, very nice. They have a nice speed of 6.9. Pegasus here does spot the Hill Fort. Hill Fort's probably meant for getting age up and defenses. I don't think it's going to be. It just managed to get some dwarves and gatherers there.
Hver þar?
Counselor is not fully garrisoned. We also have now Feast of Renown actually queued on up.
Yow.
Hydra push forward, Cat Valkyrie engaging the Hippos.
Skipan.
Valkyrie does get shanked. And heavy cavalry now researched by red.
Yow.
And looks like this cavalry just staying back, getting passive healed, which is very nice.
Yow.
This is basically the only source of healing that Poseidon has. He cannot get Apollo, nor can he get Athena. So this is literally the only health regen you can actually get, other than Colossus eating trees and gold. Alantia there does connect with a rock giant. The rock giant does take quite a beating there, will not be able to run away. Rock giant sounds like fast. Atlantia is fast. Beast for Renown is queued on up, which will give him a little extra food generation, as well as some AoE health healing. Atlantia will go down, Padromos may go down. This Hill Fort's taking some damage there, got some Erdman, not even medium Erdman just yet. Now, so the Hippus will fall on back. Padromos 2 cost 110, so slightly cheaper than Hippus, but more designated for counter cavalry. Also, we got the Tharkin horses, which gives some light steel for both those units. Got some Hippus on the field, not a half bad unit to mix on in. They will counter all the infantry. So Tony Axeman will also counter them while they counter them. Another rock giant to pull on the field. He's rock hard. No granite giant upgrade just yet. And we do have the bronze weapons in research as well. Trying to repair up the wooden fortress there, or hill fort. Both players still actually only have one town center, which is actually a little bit unusual by now. Luz has 10 less villages, which actually is quite significant. Luke is eyeing for another town center now. Now I've got the Hippus coming in once again. We still, at this point, I mainly get watchtowers. Actually, Premolations could be particularly useful right now. Rock Giant does taunt all the Hippus. No Atlantia here to help engage it, nor Thesis. Oh, there's Atlantia. And Tempest. We may see Ceasefire. Atlantia does get frozen in. Thesis still here. And does go and get that wall in. With a lot of golf goodness for Tempest there. Does use Ceasefire there. And there is an opening way over there. Of course, these guys are fully frozen, take a bit of time to thaw out, but does have 20 seconds to escape. Actually, looks like Red's having trouble escaping.
Skipan. Tilbuin.
Έτοιμοι.
Hippus trying to escape on out of there.
Πρόσταγμα.
Got Hydra still alive. Is that the term for multiple heads? Polycephal... I have no idea how to pronounce that. Then again, I have trouble pronouncing anything. Who's going for now the Great Hall Levy as well as the Heavy Cavalry upgrade. Another rock giant being deployed in the field. And we do have Artemis queued on up, give access to the Earthquake, Chimeras, and some other upgrades. Can't exactly right click and see what it provides. Don't know everything on top of my head. I wonder, in-game time. Factory. Yeah, worry about that later. Oh, actually, I did see something right here. Oops. This could probably quickly do. Let's see, Chimera. Rain Soldiers, so good Rain Soldier, and Heroes do bonus damage for myth units. So it's primary unit for the Earthquake. And Chimera is a pretty good myth unit. With the amount of melee infantry in the field, it'd probably be a good idea for Poseidon Eye for his unique heavy cavalry to the fortress. That bit of AoE turns is a counter to infantry.
Έτοιμος.
The Erdmen are right now only medium, but even against champion Erdmen, the AoE damage could turn the balance in favor of the cavalry. Just with the Tharking horses upgrade.
Λέγε.
And we still got this Hippus here who is still covered in soot from the forest fire. More Erdmen on the build queue, 1 queue of them though. Artemis is almost complete.
Skipan.
And its Valkyrie is also covered in soot as well. Hippolyta may want to fall back. Rock Giant does taunt there. Oh, did they make it so the Rock Giant no longer taunts heroes, which I believe should have been always the case. Rock Giant does take some damage there. And of course you could see Hell or Vidar. Most of the time we just see Vidar, even though Hell is still pretty good. See, Hell does provide minion instant training. Oh, there's the Earthquake God Power. Destroying a bunch of housing is actually quite important. It does put your opponent pop cap, make it pretty hard for your opponent to recover. Supply blocking is always very powerful in RTS. Chimera does breathe some fire there. Hydra is advancing. Still got medium infantry, got heavy infantry being researched by blue now.
Skipan tilbúin.
Erdmen engaged by the Hippus, who are just right now heavy Hippus still. Champion cavalry on the way for red. And actually, Freyr is going for Hell. We'll get access to Nidhogg. Always feels like the Greek heroes are pretty effective versus Nidhogg. All 4 of them. Just be careful from Nidhogg. The Nidhogg is not invincible and far from it, particularly now in Gold Edition, where the Greeks have now 4 heroes in ranges rather than just 1. And of course the other upgrade for Hell is the Granite Blood, giving access to Mountain Giant, increasing all the Giants' hit points by a significant amount, particularly Rock and Mountain Giants. Rock? Yeah, Rock, or Frost Giants and Fire Giants, or Rock and Mountain Giants get a little bit less. I do, my favorite giant is definitely the Fire Giant. Red is still taking time to obtain food on the map, which is actually very nice. It means he's not too relying on farms right now. So it's a good supply of them though.
Tilbúin.
This town site has been rebuilt now. Hippus now pushing forward. There are champion Hippus with at least a copper upgrades. He has gone for copper shields, doesn't need copper shields. In fact, he doesn't need bronze shields. He's fighting against the Norse who don't have too many sources of range damage in this case, even less so. I'm just trying to engage these units over here. I'm gonna go for Hill Fort. You've also got the gold deposit, which will restrict movement. As some patrols there, the Nidhogg gets summoned. Festus and Lantern need to start focusing it down. Festus is going for it. No, Festus is going for the Rock Giant, which is another good target for him. Hippolyta looks like engaging the Rock Giant over here. And we may need to see Polytheme support. And looks like Blue does back the game there. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started on the next replay, do you need to use the restroom? Please give me a moment. And that's actually the replay I just got done casting, so let's see, scroll down a little bit more. Let's see, anything that would be good. Just start from the bottom, see the battle ratings, or the MMR, whatever it's called. Elo. Could do this one. Keep an eye on Taylor Heart 1. Try to get eye just above 1200. Nope. That's one I just did. Here we go. Let's go with that one. See, 18 minutes should be adequate. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. So on top left side as the blue raw, we have Tiki Taki Mossy. So on bottom right side as the red Hades, we got Toppercore Ka 77, I think. When it comes to relics on the map, let's see, Arrows the All Far does give access to increased range attacks of buildings, which is okay. Good for defense, of course. Kithara of Apollo, Villager, increased movement speed. A lot of stuff just seems actually decent for Apollo so far. Hermes Wing Sandals, improved hero speed. Used for either. Maybe Son of Osiris that could be useful for. And Fur of Boyi is Hero's Health Regen. If that does affect Hero Osiris, that should be pretty nice, but it's hard to say. Most time, the Son of Osiris cannot be affected by most effects, casts, heal effects, and all that sort. I wonder if that would. I'm not sure. Of course, when it comes to aging up, Raw can go for Bast or Fod. Give access to villagers, faster food collection, wood collection, and chop, Sphinx and Sphinx. So, just got Villager, or let's see, cheaper farms, Axeman, Slingers, or Spearmen. For Hades, of course, get access to Athena's or Ares, which can give you more Hoplite and Pierce armor for foot infantry. And Ares give access to Hoplite Padromos divine damage, early Hypasis increase their melee damage, and Tuxdays increase damage. I generally find Ares a little bit better than Athena, but Restoration, of course, it is an excellent god power, which does make it even out. But I sort of like the mythological upgrades for Ares more than Athena. Got Fod being queued on up to give access to leather frames, scalloped axes, and Electrum bullets. Electrum is a gold-silver alloy. The reason how that sort of came about in history is because it's not uncommon to find gold and silver ore mixed in with each other. One is also related to the fact that periodic table, they are vertical from each other. So they have a lot of similarities, I believe, in that aspect. Not to mention they have a lot of similar aspects as well. Gold is a good conductor of heat and one of the best natural conductors of electricity, while silver on offhand is the best natural conductor for heat, and while being still a good conductor of electricity, if I remember correctly. Athena now being queued on up. And there's Norm the Minotaur. And of course we got the Wadjet. I absolutely hate the Wadjet. Shifting Sands. Shifting Sands villagers towards the town center. So, blue use it as a tactical reposition there, and that is the forward town center. This is supposed to be, quote-unquote, the safe town center.
Hetimos.
Red has a scout here, scout out this town center as well. Since both players are going for economic openings, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the game a little bit further. I usually fast forward during the starting part of the game, or just in economics, because it's nothing much to talk about. And of course, when it comes to more economics, fast forward a little bit more. Hades doing a good job of keeping hold of his sentinels. Sentinels, of course, a good anti-raid god power, not an anti-army god power. Do not try to stop armies ban. Looks like the delicious elephant is now being obtained. Berries being obtained as well. And all of us has been deployed right there to torment his opponent. And Red's not going to obtain a delicious elephant as well. Not going for some delicious gazelle. Sentinels right there. Not really needed right there. Could have hold on to it, but getting some good damage on that priest. Takes the Albus there. He lost 5 whole coins of gold there.
Πρόσταγμα.
The elephant has been obtained.
Πρόσταγμα.
Though they're not properly being tasked there. Now they are. A lot of armors here. Armors are in fact free. That's why he's slowly building them. He's using them as a wall. 1200 health walls. Got a barracks here as well. Barracks do cost 75. And you can also get that research very quickly now with that many. We do have now Skemet going forward. Give access to Scarab and Bone Bow. Red, let's see, he can go either for the Aphrodite or for Apollo. Aphrodite supports villagers and I think favor generation, while Apollo, of course, supports range units and gives access to range units, some building upgrades, and of course the powerful Manticore. I do have the Aphrodite being queued on up. I'm more in favor towards Apollo. I put a lot of value into the Manticore. But let's go and slow down a little bit now. I think Blue's starting to gear up. We do have a forward citadel here. I heard Commander Shepard's favorite shop is in there. Bone Bow, Force of the West Wind, and Chariot Archer. So we've got Chariot Archer composition. And with Bone Bow, their range gets increased up to 21. Red's going for a large number of Pegasus. Trying to scout his opponent. Very nice. I don't remember what the range of Hypasus are off the top of my head. Got medium range upgrades, got medium hoplites. Of course, he still needs to age up to get out with some Hypastus. No, Peltas. That's what I meant. I always get those two names mixed up. Catapult now being blown in field, so it looks like Blue's just eyeing for more Chariot Archers. And Red is eyeing for more delicious elephants. And looks like Pegasus does get smited out of the air. Zebra being obtained. It looks like both players are in the eco phase. Hades, of course, has a very powerful god power, Curse. And against the Chariot Archers, will provide extra value since they're higher value to units. Medium Chariot Archers, no heavy Chariot Archers just yet. No Peltas just yet. Fortress there. Is he going straight? He actually may be aging up again. The next age up costs 1200 each. Could go for Colossus or for Artemis, which maybe better go for Artemis since it is Hades. He is going for Hepatis, give access to Colossus in the Plenty Vault. I would like to see him go get at least a second Plenty Vault as quickly as he can. He can stall out this attack by using the Curse God power. I think Curse affects up to 8 targets, right? And there's 10 shared archers there. Got a Peltas in the build queue. Barracks does go down. Ajax there. Nemean Lion still alive. As well as Northern Minotaur. Northern Minotaur's at full health as well. We do have Camel Riders here. So Peltas Hoplite could be a good combo. Prodromos should be actually are still pretty cost effective versus Camel Riders. Camel Riders, while they're anti-cavalry, they're also a bit more generalist compared to the Prodromos. So perhaps Peltas Prodromos counter army for Hades. He is going for heavy infantry.
Πρόσταγμα.
He does not have medium Peltas just yet, looks like. No, he does. Peltas have 20 range, so they are outranged by the chariot archers by 1, which is nothing too significant. No unique upgrades there for him. This, of course, will give access to Olympian weapons on Forge of Olympus, which is, let's see, armory costs less, and characters get +1 damage against Mythians. Hear the Scarab getting hit. Oh, there's the Scarab went down. My apologies for missing it.
Πρόσταγμα.
Not Herataros. That was the Poseidon Cavalry. What was the name? The unique crossbowman. And there is the Plenty Vault. Definitely would recommend try to get out the Plenty Vault as soon as you can.
Έτοιμος.
Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα.
No champion or even heavy range units just yet.
Πρόσεχε.
Nor champion infantry on the queue. We got now the medium axemans being deployed in the field. It feels like blue's in a pretty good position right now. Okay, so the hoplite there. We got the Nemean Lion push way forward. And you've got triple catapults here. It feels like blue's just in a very, very good position. Going for the copper and bronze upgrades. Doesn't have a large enough army to actually really warrant it, honestly. Well, maybe it does. Blue's now doing some curse there to take out a line of the units there. Some axes going through. Demon Lion screams like any cat would do. Some of those just sort of got dragged on in as well. Ready to start taking some of those piggies, the wee all the way to their new home. My stomach.
Λέγε.
Peltas straight forward, got the wall jet there. Somewhat helping. I do not like the wall jet. Camarada does get a nice flank there. Does have some multiplier versus range units. After all, he's the generalist cavalry. Good restoration there. A lot of those units are quite wounded. A little top off for healing there on the Nemean line. Northern Minotaur does get a good amount of healing as well.
Πρόσταγμα.
Some villages also being pushed forward. Let's see, does not have the military drag, or whatever it's called.
Λέγε.
Petropolis on the field as well. We got the iron weapons being researched by Red. He's got a decent amount of force in the field. I haven't heard any shades. I don't think he's actually rebuilt the temple yet, so he's not getting any shades. Probably should at least get a temple built for that. I don't think they get queued up if there's no temple in the field. If they do, that's probably fine, but I don't think they do.
Πρόσταγμα.
Northern Minotaur and Achilles have taken some damage there. And the Nemean Lion's getting pelted as well.
Έτοιμος.
So we do have the burnt incendiary arrows for red. More catapults and shared archers. Some axemen can pull in the field. Bronze shields for blue. You've got now the iron shields, Sarasias, and Aegis shield being researched by red. He's keeps all of his research going. Right now, red does have less villagers than the opponent. Both players have... Actually, red only has one villager queue going. The primary town center. Oh yeah, the primary town center was destroyed. That's why only one villager queue going. Champion up infantry upgrade now queued on up.
Πρόσταγμα.
Taking some damage there. Enemy line screams. Catapults taking some fire there. Miguel Trumbull like going down. Got the Citadel here. Citadel does offer like 50% increased firepower as well as a decent amount of health. Red's Champion's infantry is almost complete. Blue does summon the rain god power. Blue's actually low on food. That's actually quite important there. He is going for the shut off, which probably something he should have gone a long time ago. He reduced the cost of his farms by 50%. He only costs 100 wood and 10 favors. Pretty cheap. So he missed out quite a bit of gold. He would have saved a lot of good there. Gold there if he did that earlier. Pelt task number 4, trying to pelt the chariot archers.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα.
Oh, looks like they do get up to 21 range at the moment. Equalizing the range of the chariot archers. Metropolis do have 85% crushed armor. So they take about 45 damage per hit from the opposing catapults. Actually close to 50. Metropolis comes to counterattack there. We got the Colossus advancing. Citadel takes advantage there. Got some shades from the field to throw some shades at his opponent. Colossus force. Got still just medium camel riders and heavy chariot archers. Siege towers being used by blue. Got draft forces or siege engineers by red. Fortress almost complete. Top flight push forward. They'll get report by the chariot archers. They do have bonus damage there, and blue does go ahead and resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to next replay. Well, I have enough in me for one more replay for tonight. Let's see now if we can't find a good one. DOD. That's usually a clan, notable clan. Probably a good option there. 17 minutes is a good option. Megapolis. Anything that stands out to me here? Even higher. And that's 25 minutes, so this will probably be the last replay. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue Odin, we got Bari. Spawn on the north side as magenta Kronos, we got Devicey with a capital E. When it comes to the relics on the map, we do have Turf Ring, Angerin Sword, gives Hero Life Seal, which actually could be pretty good for the both civilizations, but particularly for the lane teams, I would say. Arrows to all far, increasing building damage, better defenses. 9 cauldrons, I only see one right there. Give increased hack and pierce armor of fortress buildings. Pretty useful. I think more useful for the Atlanteans. Of course, more on the north side of the map. And the Eye of Ornlu, giving increase range damage. Oh, counter infantry units by 5%. So that'd be throwing axemen and the cherry ballista, right? Yep, cherry ballista.
Bullreg.
When it comes to aging on up, of course, Kronos can go for Leto or Promethean. I am a big fan of Leto. I think people should go for it more often. Automatons can be very nice, but her series are very common, again, so it's not that great. And additionally, the fact that the Pierce armor effect is actually not that useful for Norse either. Reception is only be really useful in Spider Lair. Spider Lair is actually really good, in my opinion. Oracles give increased favor at the full capacity bonus, which is very nice. For Prometheans, faster heroic deployment, not super important, I would say. And heroic citizens have increased capabilities, and of course Valor. Valor is also neither good power. I'm more biased towards Spider Lair over Valor, but I understand the appeal to the other. And we also got Promethean, and we've also got Phrasia, which does give access to cavalry speed and hit points. Spider Lair is a pretty good defense. You just put the Spider Lairs next to, say, your gold mine, or maybe certain locations where you know cavalry travel. And it's like, for a dirt cheap amount of favor, you can probably get up to three human soldier kills. It's actually really nice in my opinion. It's cheap and spammable. And let's just say, compared to Myth Unit, will you get a single Myth Unit to kill 3 human soldiers generally in Age 2? Probably not. So the favor is probably a bit more better spent on the spider traps. Not to mention, the spider trap itself only costs favor compared to all the other resources. And automatons are still pretty good in defense, regardless of what your opponent throws at them. Unless it's just mass Herseer. Valkyrie there, got a couple Prometheans here. More medals, and Terma's been put on the field. Terma's, I disagree with. He does go to cancel Terma. After all, versus the Norse, you can counter the throwing axemen of either Terma or Chariot Ballista. And Chariot Ballista would be a bit better generalist, but Termas do offer higher speed. Chariot Ballista does offer more generalist capability.
Scorpos.
Against the Norse, at least.
Bullreg. Hair Joes.
Another Valor power deployed out somewhere. Maybe on this Oracle. Does give him, of course, some increased favor.
Hair Joes.
Volsarks, Herseers, and the Valkyrie.
Skopos.
Pegasus flying about. You now have Theft of Fire. Give your hero citizens 20% more effectiveness. But the problem is, it's so much expensive going for all those citizens. Luckily, the Valor God power is very good for that. But it looks like Kronos is also eyeing to valorize the oracles.
Bullreg.
So these two need to be separated. Or a very fine hunt has been summoned. Ooh, look at that. That may have been 2 gazelle deposits there. Not sure. Let me find a counterpart here. So there's a 10 gazelle deposit, and each gazelle is worth 200 food, so that was a pretty good hunt, I would say. So 14, he's definitely using this area, didn't double duplicate all of them, it appears to be, but there's a delicious amount of food there.
Skopos.
Magenta or purple is the advanced way forward. typical Promethean, but they do not have their flaming hot shoes, so they don't split into 3. This Promethean does manage to escape on out of there with 1 health remaining. We do now have the clay, give a 3rd offspring. Ox cart does not get completed there. But ox cart still makes ox sounds if it's incomplete. Probably shouldn't. Prometheans got their sweet kicks there, or sick kicks, whatever they say nowadays. I don't think sick kicks is something they ever say nowadays. Oh, this is the age of mythology. I can say older lingo, terminology.
Burek.
Oh, got double heroic cherub bullets. Is that maybe it did? Oh, does use the forest fire there. It does go ahead and keep him towards the fire as well. Hold his feet to the flames. Prometheus started going down. Got a good number of Perseus here. Cherub bullets did get wounded by that fire. Cherub bullets are also the counter to the Perseus. Both these guys are very wounded. Good micro there by Magenta, purple. He is getting some health regen there. Oh yeah, he got the relic to give health regen, didn't he? He got 4 relics. He got all 4 relics on the map. Ooh. Magenta really wanted those relics. So now he has Bridle of the Pegasus. Wait, I guess there's more than 4 relics on this map, isn't there? Did I miss the Bridle of the Pegasus? Oh, he got lifesteal, he got chirp ballistic damage, and fortress units. Where's the temple over here? Maybe deconstruct. No, he says deconstruct god power. Delicious elephant has been claimed. Where is Odin's temple? Maybe it did get deconstructed. So first deconstruction, does it cost in the second one? The second deconstruction costs favor? Oh no, there it is. So there are 6 relics in this map, so I miss a couple. Archimedes' Ledger is actually a pretty good relic for the lane to obtain because it says reduces siege weapons population by 1. Chariot ballista are classified siege weapons.
Burek.
Rain soldier, siege weapon. Here.
Yuji. Burek.
So that could reduce their population by 1, going from 4 to 3, which is quite significant. That relic is excellent for the chariot ballista. The other one is building have increased attack. In other words, buildings are better at defenses. Valkyrie, covered in soot, healing up some of these units. We've got a very good number of Prometheans here. Not many Perseers here to counter the Prometheans. Prometheans not exactly strong, they're just bulky, durable. Our Chariot Ballista, of course, are counter unit to the Valkyrie. And we do now have, what's it called, Scotty being queued on up. Scotty is Sons of Frost Giants and Frost. Winter Harvest is a food collection upgrade for the farms, and I think it does affect some natural food resources as well, as less effectiveness. Hunter's Axe, I think that allows his throwing axe to have near perfect accuracy and may also increase damage, or was it increased range? I can't remember. Looks like Magician's Iron for some oracles. Chronos has a couple good age up options. You got Rhea or Hyperion. I am more biased towards Rhea, because I do put a lot of value into Orichalcum Mail. The titanium gold alloy, it is. And of course, making your mythological improvements costs 0 favor and give you refunds always quite nice. Early Fanatic's probably quite nice, especially when he has the relic to make it even slightly better. Over here for Hyperion, of course, you get Sons of Suns, make your oracles all heroic and always heroic. And let's see. Siege Frame, not important. Heroes have increased health and regen. Yeah. Chaos is a very good god power, but so is Traitor. I'm more biased towards Rhea, and looks like Chronos is a jump to Rhea, where Calcameo is very nice.
Burek.
Very good number of Promethean, a very good number of Promethean. We do have medium rating cavalry to counter. At this point in time, Odin needs some more heroes. Nope, Birdie goes down. You know how the Hamas give Berserks increased 10% speed and give them a bit of bonus damage versus myth units? So he does Valor that Oracle. These two oracles are too close to each other. They have a bit of a recluse, so keep them separated. What's other names for a recluse? I think the Japanese call it hikikomori. Nerd probably just works. Good number of units here. Cherubim will counter all those units. They're all classified as infantry, regardless what form they take. Raiding cavalry are over there. Some raiding cavalry over here. And yeah, usually I say people overline Herseers, but I think blue needs to get out some more Herseers. Also has excellent Traitor God power, which he could steal that Frost Giant. Frost Giant's probably a good target for it. Of course, the Elysian God powers are pretty cheap to recast. My apologies, hit my microphone. And the Frost Giant, Frost Giant's just okay. I'm not a big, I think just Frost Giants are, they're just okay. They offer a good mid-range and attack and defensive capabilities. So attacks are slow, but they offer good melee damage and good crush damage. They're good versus buildings as well as foot soldiers. They have a decent amount of bulk, excellent amount of armor. In comparison to a living siege version, the behemoths. They have horrible crush hack armor, so they get ripped apart there. Yeah, 30% crush hack armor is not too much. The armor stacking increases effects exponentially. I always want to put it this way: if you go from 0 to 10%, you take 10% less damage. If you go from 80% to 90%, still a 10% increase, you take 50% less damage because it goes from dealing 20% damage to doing only 10% damage, effectively doubling its effectiveness. Got a big fight here, but it feels like Magenta is going to move out. Does see the Frost Giant there. He's the Jarl. Also got some Normellos, as well as a couple colors, counter cavalry units there, very nice. Cherry Ballistics in the back line, firing away. Huskarls hitting some of the Cherry Ballistics. They counter each other. Huskarls, of course, have good range arm to resist the damage, though. And I'm so surprised Magenta actually won that fight. I thought Magenta was going to lose that fight. Blue had a pretty good surround there, but I think... yeah. And deconstructs the hill fort while at it, very nice. Does give a full refund of resources. Yeah, the second cast does cost 10 favor, I thought it cost favor. And there's a frost there. And Magento's entire army will be frozen there. Magenta needs to use some forces here and get ready to march to protect his forces. They do have... they got slain there. They have not only 99% hack armor, but 100%. Dear God. Either way, Argus Archers pushing forward. This opponent has a good amount of infantry, that's a good item. They're always close on the field. They don't counter archers, but at least they're not infantry. They'd be countered by Argus Archers. Or Arcus Archers, not Argus Archers. Argus is a myth unit. Arcus is the range unit. Frost will subside in 10 seconds. I think Magenta should just group up forces back here. And looks like Magenta... we'll say about the winter. We got the early fanatics research. We've got some heavy fanatics in age 3 now. Very nice. They're excellent for infantry and cavalry. And this one has infantry and cavalry. And now, actually, some of ranged only unit there. Fanatics against the Norse are particularly useful. Another reason why to go for Ray against the Norse. And Cherry Ballista. I mentioned he does have the relic to make them, what, 5% more resilient to both sources of damage? Yep, a hack and pierce. Good number of cavalry here, but of course the fanatics will be very useful. Magenta right now has 4 fanatics formations, so not too much. And not for many more of them. He's going for more than counter cavalry units there, and maintaining decent numbers of Cherry Ballista. Ballista's agent up the Atlas for the Argus, which also gives access to more pierce armor for his destroyers, which is not too important. You know, if you do have Tire to give access to Fenris Wolf Brood and Preserve Game, and of course the Thimble Winter. Magella's not gone for too many farms just yet. It's actually other infrastructure over here, including more palaces. Let's see, Magenta has only 30 kills on food. So got some scatter farms, and actually, goats are now being cleaned on up. So Magenta still has goats in the field. They're fully fattened, very nice. So Magenta's been doing very well in food. Blue has Ox Cart trying to pay off his student loans. Magenta does have a decent amount of farms here. Right now he has 27 villagers, that's twice the amount of collectors, which is roughly even, of course. But it looks like a lot more farms for Blue. So Magenta's doing quite good in the not needing farmy category. Of course, Blue has access to the Winter Harvest upgrade, which you may have already got it researched.
Skip on?
Yep, there's a Winter Harvest upgrade to give you +1% collection from farms and other natural sources, plus 10%. Still better go for natural sources, but at least your farms are particularly useful. Now they're providing at 0.94 compared to the citizens, who are currently providing at 1.26. After all, they are ×2, but also not necessarily ×2. You do also don't have to worry about drop-off, so it's always hard to calculate the effects of the lack of needing a drop-off. Palace being time shifted forward, very nice. Oh, and looks like he's building palace on the back line and time shifting them forward. Very excellent, making good use of that ability. Got champion upgrades being researched by Kronos. Got Implosion there. Definitely the biggest visual upgrade for Retold. Destroys all those wall segments. Wasn't too particularly great for Implosion, honestly, but still looks great. Has 150 favor sorted up, so you can bring in some traders, or seize some traders. Does have some Argus in the field. I'm not a big fan of Argus myself, but they are still pretty nice. When it comes to Atlantean myth units, my bias is towards Lampades, which Oranos can't get them. Kronos and Gaia can get them. I also do love the Tartan Gate, though I do always say people don't really use Tartan Gate all that well. I believe you should use it on the trade line, because that's a really nasty way to stop trade entirely for a very long time. Chrono shifting a palace there. Don't know how effective that is. Don't know what upgrades it has. Not too much. Ballistics and copper or bronze weapons. Fire set does go down there. Arcs Archers firing away. A lot of heroic fight units there. does take the Ox Caravan. Argus Archers being overran. There's cities on the cavalry here. Big wave of fanatics is very nice. Traded something. Traded on the Jarl. It's just an Old Jarl, which I think is medium Jarl, right? He's a great Jarl. So only got a medium Jarl. The heavy Jarls are still here.
Σκόπος.
Regena's now falling back, and both players now advance to Mythgage. Got Fimbulwinter available. When Fimbulwinter gets summoned, just hit the town bell. It's one of the few times you actually should just hit the town bell, because most times you should try to micro and save your civilians. But Fimbulwinter spawns units near your civilians, so hit the town bell. As these wolves are lethal and free and everywhere. But I think you should pet all the dogs. That's when one would tame them. And look at that, the wolves are now sieging down the town center quite severely. Fimbulwinter has subsided. Now the spring mud is on the field. Two palaces time shift away for Firesight's getting some good hits there. Good for Argus Archers in the field. Throwing at some good throwing the fanatics at range. This is Valor on the front line. I think they want to lay out the Valor right now. Council has gone down. Another Frost has subsided. We'll take out these palaces as they're being time shifted. Giving some breathing room. Also going for the town center. More Argus being flown field. Brody on the reinforced field, going for the levies and description. Well, we've got Mermel's over here. Fenner's hopefully does go down, so does the Argus. Fanatic does get heroic pride there, hitting some of the Bodies. While the Fanatic doesn't counter them, it's still very good resistance. Fanatics right now also have 70% melee resistance, which actually is very significant. Argus Archers will definitely do fine versus throwing Axemen. Another 14 range versus 20, not to mention not being countered while being countered. Looks like Magenta is now going to be eyeing for some llama caravans. Those llamas cause nothing but drama. See, Kronos does have a massive stockpile gold, so he does not necessarily need llama caravans. This is immediate. Has a decent food reserve. He probably needs a little bit more wood. Good idea for maybe some more oracles for more favor generation. Going for a big wave of fanatics though. And now got the llama caravans going. We now have Coinage, Flood Control, Quarry, Iron Upgrades, Champion, full mess of research for Odin. He is lacking a bit of gold and needs some more food. He has plenty of wood for now, but that can easily consume. Most of this gold deposit is oversaturated. Let's see, let's switch over to Odin's vision so we can see what gold deposits on the map. This one is unspoiled. This one has so there's plenty of gold in it. And that is appeared to be the last of the gold. There's not too much gold left on the map. Kronos does have a good stockpile though. Kronos probably feels like he's in a pretty good position. Not to mention he has a good amount of military forces in the field. 126 has all civilian population. And now, nope, does not obtain the additional town center without a palace there? Yep. I'm shifting forward to palace. A lot of palaces in this region. Looks like purple is on the eye for a Arabian lifestyle of all these palaces. Heroic citizen there.
Skipan.
And Magenta does need an army there. Magenta's pushing for army over here, feeding the citizens. For those villagers. Citizens do build a palace, and immediately gets destroyed.
Fair.
And it sounds like it's going to be full with garrison pretty soon.
Ja. Tilbúin.
Jarls, legendary Jarls, champion Jarls push way forward, getting some damage. Good amount of Mermellos and Arcus archers being flown field. No more Argus being flown just yet, but we do have Burning Pitch, and Blue has now resigned. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Though I mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay tonight, so everyone, thank you for watching.